Now you are watching Mithila Boarding School online classes.
Hi students, it's me Pankaj Thakur again in front of you from Mithila Boarding School regulating online classes. Subject Social Studies related to class 6 to 10. The topic I have taken today is the conflict. The conflict is our topic today. We are going to discuss on it. So first of all, we'll understand what does conflict mean. I have written here, conflict is the situation of disagreement, incompatibility of ideas, clash of interest, disapproval of thought, result of misunderstanding between two or among more individual or parties. According to this definition, conflict is that situation when there is disagreement between two or among more than two persons among their ideas, wisdom or thought. When one disapproves others' ideas, when they are not agreed among them, and a situation of disapproval and misunderstanding starts from there, that situation exactly is known as conflict. When we are not understanding each other's thought and we are disapproving each other's, at that time in the thought of both of the parties a misunderstanding occurs and they start debate, they start discussion, and it may result many like other things, that it may result towards fight, towards clash or war among two person or more than two person among the society as well. We have types of conflict also. As I have written here, there are two types of conflict. One is positive conflict and another one is negative conflict. You will think that conflict is always conflict. What is positive and what is negative then? The word conflict itself is a negative word. The word conflict itself refers to negative. That there is disapproval, it means there is negative thinking. But conflict is also positive and negative. What is positive conflict? Positive conflict is that conflict in which conflict in ideas among learned ones, generally for betterment of society or country. It is such kind of conflict when conflict occurs among the learned people, as like in the House of Representatives there is conflict, among the scientists there is conflict, among doctors on the different cases there is conflict, among the philosophers about their ideas and philosophy there is conflict. But these conflicts never brings the negative result. These are such kind of conflict. There is clash of the ideas, there is disapproval among them, but after that they again start discussion, and by trying to find out the main ideas and the right answer, they discuss, and after finding out the right answer they work on that or they apply that. This type of conflict brings development, and this type of conflict brings the best ideas for the development or for the betterment of the mankind. So this conflict is taken as the positive conflict. This is also conflict, but what kind of conflict? The conflict which occurs among the learned people, such as conflict among the doctors, engineers, scientists, philosophers, or among the House of Representatives while making the rules and regulation or laws. So this conflict is taken as the positive conflict because its impact is positive. I have written here positive conflict, positive impact. Now come to negative conflict. This is such kind of conflict that we always see in our family or in our society or in our neighborhood or in the country. The whole world is in conflict. A country is in conflict. A society is in conflict. People are in conflict. But that kind of general conflicts are the negative conflict. So what is negative conflict? Negative conflict is conflict for personal or institutional interest. When there is conflict between two persons for their personal interest, it is taken as negative conflict. Such as two brothers fight for their land. Two brothers fight for their small piece of the land. This is taken as negative conflict. One scolded other. One used local language, colloquial languages upon others. The conflict starts. Like one give a big slap to other. The conflict starts. One is giving wrong idea to other. The conflict starts. There is conflict among the family member or between two family that generally we see in our society. Two person talking and at the end they start like scolding each other, start conflict. One is saying that I am more handsome, another one is saying no, I am more handsome. The conflict starts. These kinds of conflict is taken as negative conflict. Okay, and these conflicts always have the negative impact. These conflicts can never bring the positive impact. This conflict can never bring the development. This conflict always retards the development. Either that is personal, family, social, communal, or the country or the worldwide development. It always retards the development. Like as we have seen, there are two different world wars. World War I, World War II. That world war also started because of the conflict. The world war was the result of conflict. And that conflict was the negative conflict because each of the country were in their personal interest of their country. They were not thinking about the international development or international interest at that time. And that was the result. What happened? The world wars occurred. The negative conflict always bring the negative impact on person, society, community, country, or the global way. Now we'll talk about the causes of conflict. What are the causes of conflict? We have studied the definition, the types of conflict. Now why conflict occurs? What are the causes of conflict or what brings conflict? The first I have written is misunderstanding. This is the first and foremost cause of conflict. When two persons are talking, they do not understand each other. The conflict starts. One is trying to give good idea to other, but other person, he or she does not understand that. And negative thinking occurs. It is the cause of the conflict. Misunderstanding is the first and foremost cause of conflict. Second is lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. If any work we are doing, either that is development work or the social work or the family work, any work, if we do not have knowledge in that work and another is having good knowledge upon that, he or she is doing better than us, we are not doing, and we feel jealous on them. And conflict starts. It can also be happen if both of the party does not have knowledge on that. Both are just trying to say or trying to show that I am better, and conflict starts. The third cause I have written is unequal distribution of means and resource. This is the main, or we can say root cause of conflict which occurs in a country. This is the root cause of civil wars. This is the root cause of backwardness of the society, and this is the root cause of distribution of the society, and this is the cause of conflict also. How? If a country or the person who are in the power, when they distribute means and resources, when they do not distribute the means and resources equally among all, who is getting more, they are very happy. Who is getting less, or they are not given, even they are not provided any opportunities, they are upset, they are unhappy, and in their own mind the conflict starts, and this results conflict in the society. This is the root cause of conflict in the society, because when there is unequal distribution of means and resources, it is fact that the conflict occurs. Another thing is that selfish nature. Definitely everyone is selfish in the society or in this world, but how and at what point we will be selfish, that is the main thing we need to understand. Definitely everyone is working for the personal interest, but how much, till when we are working for the personal interest is the most important thing. While we are working for the personal interest, we should not disturb the others. It means that we can also say, while we are enjoying our own right, we should not destroy or violate others' right. And when we are violating others' right, when we are working for ourselves, this is known as selfish nature. In Nepali, there is a saying, "Mai khau, mai na." It means, I will only eat and I will only wear. This is called the selfish nature, and that brings conflict in the society or the family. Another, it is given lack of good governance. This is a large topic, wide area it covers, but I will speak in a short that when there is lack of good governance, it means the government is no responsible, government is no accountable, the government has no clarity, the government does not follow the rule of law. These situations are known as lack of good governance, and when such kind of situation occurs, there is conflict in the society. Another, it is written here, lack of rule of law. Any country can remain in peace and harmony only in that situation if there is rule of law. But where there is rule of law, the conflict among the people starts. Another, it is given injustice. The word, it is, you are seeing very small word injustice, but it has a broader meaning. It has a broader meaning. Injustice, it means when the justice is given, it is not complete, or there is differences in giving justice between two persons. One is given more and another one is given less. This situation is known as injustice. When injustice is given, there is conflict. Who is not getting justice, definitely he will deny the justice and the conflict starts. Another, it is given that poor politics. At this time, the whole world is suffering of the poor politics. Some of the countries it have good politics, but most of the countries there are poor politics. Politics is the major cause of conflict in the society, because political leaders are the leaders of the citizen. They are the representative of the citizen. They represent the citizen. they lead the citizen, and if they impart the wrong ideas, false nationalism, they are working for the interest of the political party or the personal interest, they use the common people in that, and this is the major cause of conflict. So poor politics is also the cause of conflict. Then there is division of society. What kind of division? Division among the class, creed, ethnicity, religious groups. When the society, it is distributed among the different like castes, high caste, low caste. In the class, high class people, it means high profile people, low profile people. Okay, in the ethnicity, in the religious, it is Hindu, it is Muslim, it is Sikh. If this kind of division remains, and if that make differences among the people, if people are like selected among this kind of like division for the opportunities, the conflict occurs. There are much more causes of conflict. Only this will be, I think, enough to understand. Now we are going to effects. The time is also less, so I will explain in short. Effects: clash, quarrel, or wars. I will not explain more. When conflict happens, there is clash. Clash means jhagda. Quarrel, marpit. And war, it is again fight using many kinds of weapon or anything. Civil wars. Clash, quarrel, or war between two persons brings more two person from two sides. It is two, now two more person, now four more person. In this way, it brings the civil wars, war in the society, and slowly it developed war in the country. Decreasing of individual and social development. When people are busy in conflict, they will not work for the development. They have no like peaceful and clear mind. And when they are not in the peaceful mind, creativity does not come. When creativity does not come, they will not earn more, and the personality development will also retard. That's why when there is like conflict, there is decreasement of individual and social development. Increase in crimes and criminals. Conflict increase crimes and criminals. That when conflict occurs, one is ready to beat other, and when they are ready to beat other, this time they like go to the criminal activities. Now there is social disharmony. There is no harmony in the society when conflict occurs. Effects: socialization. What is socialization? Imparting the knowledge of social rights, rituals, social behavior is socialization. But when people are in conflict, they can't impart the social values, norms, behavior among others, and hence there is effect on socialization. Poor economic growth. When people are busy in conflict, they will not participate in economic activities with their 100% effort, and there is poor economic growth. And at last, fragmentation of family and society. The end of conflict occurs at last result of conflict is when conflict is in the family. If it is not resolved at time, the family fragments. It means divides. When there is conflict in the society for a long time, the society divides. And when it occurs in a country for a long time and it is not resolved, the country divides. So it is needed to solve the conflict in right time. Now, what are the ways of solving conflict? First, it is given that imparting knowledge, in which field we are working, what we are doing. In that matter, we must have knowledge on that. If we have knowledge of matters which we are working, there is less chance of conflict. Another, equal distribution of means and resources. This we have studied in the causes. If unequal distribution, there is conflict at the time. Distribute equally the means and resources among the people. There is no chance of conflict. But while distributing equally the means and resources, sometimes we need discrimination to resolve conflict. I'm saying that we need discrimination. How? It is positive discrimination. What is positive discrimination? Equally providing to all, but giving more to them who are like backward, who are like destitute, who are war affected, who are orphans, or anyway who are backward in the society in terms of development, providing little more to them than others is known as positive discrimination, so that they will also come to the mainstream of the development. Another, it is proper implementation of law. We have studied here that lack of rule of law. At that time, proper implementation of law, and if law is implemented properly and equally to all, if all are equal in front of the eyes of law, there is no like discrimination and there is no conflict. Right verdiction. Judiciary should be completely independent and they should give the right verdiction on facts and proofs. They should give verdiction on facts and proofs, but taking in mind about the social solution of the conflict. It means satisfied. Then political stability. All the political parties who are fighting for the chair, for the personal interest, for the party interest, all should change and they should have national interest. If they are working for the national interest, there is no chance of the conflict. Now, one more minute for you. If two parties or two persons are in conflict, how to solve it? The steps I will show you. First, when two parties are in conflict, first go to the arbitrator. Go to the arbitrator or mediator. You can say arbitrator or mediator and sit on discussion. Sit on discussion. That is table talk. Table talk is the only way to solve the conflict. War, fight, quarrel are not the ways to resolve the conflict. So first go to the arbitrator or select the arbitrator or mediator and sit in our table talk. What is the function of arbitrator? Listen both parties. Do not listen only one party. Listen both parties. Their problems, their thoughts. Then find out the root cause of conflict. After listening the both of the conflicting party, find out the root cause of the conflict. Why conflict occurred? And then, if you have find out, at that time, give the right verdiction. According to the cause of conflict, give the right verdiction and satisfy the both parties. Satisfy the both parties. In this way, we can resolve conflict. So students, for today, only this much, and next we will discuss in the next day. Thank you. Have a nice day.